But speaking of generosity, we have been in the season of generosity. We've been in what's called our Imagine campaign. And so if you guys were here last November, we kicked off Imagine. And in fact, before I even talk about where we're at in Imagine, I want to go back even further to March of 2024. So in March of 2024, we were still meeting in Wayne Park. We were Waymaker Church instead of Friends Church of Anaheim, and we were praying, God, would you give us a place? And so I just want to walk through the story of how we got here and what God has done. So back in March 2024, we had actually been looking at a few other places, and we were like, okay, God, like, is this it? And I set a timeline with God, which I don't know if that's totally appropriate to do with him, but I was like, God, I just feel like if we don't make a decision soon, I don't know what we're going to do. So we had this property we were looking at, and literally the week that we were about to pull the trigger on that, this property came up and came available. And when I saw that, that was the first miracle. Because as you guys can see, this is an incredible space with our lawn outside, with the Sunday school building, with this property. I was like, God, this is the right place. And so we went in, and that was the first miracle. The second miracle is when we gave an offer to this place. The church that was here before, the Church of Christ, they were going to accept almost $1 million more from developers to make this place into apartments. But instead, they looked at us and they said, we want to continue the mission of what God is doing here in West Anaheim through another church. And so they literally generously knocked off $1 million that they could have gotten just that we can be in this space.
Amen.
That's incredible, that we get to even be here at all, right? Not only that, so we get in, so we buy the purchase the property in May, and we kind of wait through the summer because we still had our lease going on over at Guidestone. And when we got to move into this space, the first thing we saw was our Sunday school building. We were like, we don't want to have kids meeting in the Sunday school. I think I have some pictures there of what it looked like before. So if you guys remember, if you were a part of it, it felt like the church I grew up in the 80s. Like it looked like it smelled like it, and I was like, we need a refresh. So we were able to refresh it by your generosity, your time, your resources, your talents. Like we put new windows in, we put new floors. Let's show that next picture. It's bright. If you haven't been in that space, please go check it out. When the kids are out there, just ask Kendra, hey, can I go walk through? Like we would love for you to see, because it's been an opportunity to refresh our kids' space, and that was the first thing we did. So we were meeting on the lawn with the kids that were meeting inside, which was awesome. And then we looked at this space, and we said, okay, we've got to do something, right? Do you guys remember? Right, the pews? Some of you are sad. I know you so wanted the pews. Could we have kept them? But we didn't. So we had the green carpet, we had the beauty, it looked like and smelled like you would think again it would look and smell like. Which is nice and familiar for some of us, but for new people who don't know Jesus, this was not the kind of space that I think they would be like, yes, this is where I want to be on a Sunday morning. So we had the opportunity to say, okay, what are we going to do? And so as a part of that, we came in and we took a long time to pick the right contractor, and God has been so faithful in that, my friends. Like, I know it took a long time, but the contractors themselves, the fact that we've been done under time and on budget is unheard of, right? That's a miracle in and of itself. Not only that, I mean, some of the things we've talked about this over and over, but to have our HVAC system just donated to us, all of that work completely free, like that is a miracle of generosity. To have the chairs that you're sitting in given to us for free by our contractors, by the way, who are supposed to take money from us, they're giving us this. They gave us these chairs because they were like, we believe in you guys. That's a miracle. The fact that, again, we're not over budget with all of the changes I had, and I was like, I don't like that, I don't like this, let's do that. Like, we're still on budget. Guys, this has been miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. And so now to be in here, even to notice we have sound panels. No, they're not hung yet. Yes, they need to be refinished, but these were still a gift to us. We didn't purchase these. So guys, just faithfulness, generosity. God has been so good to us. And I want to say, as we talk about Imagine, I think when we launched this thing, we thought Imagine is something that's like, oh yeah, we're just going to give money to, but we had no idea. I had no idea that God was going to be so generous back to us. As we have been generous, God has been 10 times as generous. So with the things that we've gotten, the amount of things that have been donated, the work, the time, all of that, given, because God has been faithful to us. But your faithfulness has allowed this. So I just want to really quickly, let's go to our Imagine slide here. So we had a goal. Our Imagine vision, can we put that up there, Elijah? Was to see our church become a community staple, where generations of faith are connected and created and sustained. And we've already seen the community staple piece. Some of you are actually sitting in these seats because you saw the construction. You saw what was going on, you're like, oh, there's something happening in that church. There's a new place, there's new people, there's new energy and life. That's who we want to be. And over the generations, we want to be a church that sustains faith across generations. And we're able to do that. And the big thing for this season was we were raising $200,000 to make that happen. $200,000 is what our goal was by November. And we are, can we show this slide now? We are at $190,000. We are so close to that. Not only are we at 190, which is what I believe we have committed, we may and probably will be going over that number by the time we get to the end of November. So that, again, your generosity, your faithfulness is a miracle to me. It has allowed me to see, God, you show up when we ask, when we put it out there. God, you do more than we could ever ask or even imagine. So I'm so grateful. I'm so pumped about where we are as a church to see this goal and to see, wow, we're literally almost there. We still have a month and a half left. We're going to get there. But one thing that I was somewhat sad about was that we weren't able to do our parking lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed, the parking lot is trash out there. It's bad. I didn't have a picture of it because you already know what it looks like. It's not great. But what we were hoping to do with this whole campaign was say, all right, and now we're also going to be able to do the parking lot. Unfortunately, parking lots cost a lot of money to renovate, in case you haven't known that. And because of the condition of it, there was going to be a lot of work that was going to need to be done. And so there was something in me that was like, God, I really want a new parking lot, but I know that's not fiscally, not even not responsible, it's not possible. So what are we going to do? So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to call my good friend Matthew Cork. So Matthew Cork is our senior pastor of our Friends campuses. He's from York Linda. He oversees all of our campuses here. And Matthew Cork is also the superintendent of our denomination. So I was like, if anyone can give me some wisdom and like, what should we do? It's Matthew. And so we had a meeting, we sat down, and I just laid out, I was like, here's everything God's done, here's all of the miracles. I said, Matthew, what do you think we can do about this parking lot? And actually, I'm gonna have you come on up. I'm gonna have Matthew share how that meeting went, what he thought about it, what he believes in us. So could you guys please welcome Matthew?
Good morning. I should know how to do this. I do it every day. You have to turn it on. Is it on now? It's going to come on. It's going to come on.
Taking yours. First of all, this guy and his wife Michelle, I just want to say how proud I am. I'm grateful for you, and I've been able to watch him grow up at Friends Church in York Linda, and watch you become senior pastor and to do what you've done and to step out in faith. I just want to say thanks.
Amen.
You have courage. You are, if you just hang out with Jonathan, you'll know this. He's just a good man. God has gifted you with a man of character and a man of great strength. And so I'm proud of you. We've been in our home. It's a little story. We've been in our home for like 25 years. And we remodeled it when we moved in our home. Everything's starting to break now. I don't know if you understand that. So my wife's like, oh, we got to fix the roof. We have to have a new roof. And then she was like, well, we're going to do that. We might as well do some things inside as well. And then she started looking at the bathroom, and then she started thinking, well, we got to redo the bathroom. And then she went, but the floors, if I do what I want to do, the floors don't match. Any of you ever been there? And it's never fun, because it just keeps going. And then you're like, well, now we're just going to remodel the entire house. What are you doing? This is crazy. When you come into a place like this, in a facility, you walk in, and you're in the same place. Now you're going to walk out and see the horrible parking lot, even more today. You're going to recognize it way more now that Jonathan has pointed it out. And so Jonathan told me, and here's the deal. I believe that God is just a generous God. And I believe that he is going to do more than we ever could imagine or think. And so when Jonathan started talking to me, I said, well, why don't we just look at what we can do to help you? But let's also look at your people and say, hey, can we continue? I don't know what God wants to do, and through you already seen it. Can you continue for the people that are here and the people that aren't here yet? So we want to help you get a new parking lot. So we're going to give the first $100,000 for that to take place. Wow. All right, so we want to do that. But here's the key. Over the next year, there's probably another $100,000 that's needed somewhere in there. And we want to get it done. So we're going to ask you to join us. And we're going to give that first 100 because we believe in you, we believe in this church, we believe in what God's doing. I believe in Jonathan and Michelle. I believe that God's still at work, and he wants to work in and through this place, not just for now, because Scripture tells us it's for now and future generations. So hey, we're going to come alongside you, and we're going to lay the foundation for that new parking lot, and then we're going to help you raise money. Right? So, I don't know, he was crazy enough to come and say, I believe this can happen, and I'm crazy enough to believe that God's going to show up, and I'm crazy enough to think that you had a goal that you didn't know on top of what you were already giving that you could even meet. And you're already at $190,000. Are you kidding me? I don't think you know how generous you really are. And I don't think you know how God's going to bless you. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. But here's what I would ask. That you would ask God, what is it that you want me to do? It's an easy question. It's a hard answer. So be ready. What is it that you want me to do? And when he speaks to you, do it. And then let's watch God do something amazing, more than what he has already done. Because it says now to him who is able, he's able. He's just looking for faithful people. So I just call you to faithfulness. I'm excited to invest in you because of what you're doing already. So thank you. Thanks for who you are. Thanks for being a part. Thanks for those of you who gave of your money, who gave to make this place happen. The contractor that helped remodel this, he goes to our Yorba Linda campus. He's part of our family. When he just told me he gave the chairs, I'm like, it doesn't surprise me. Because that's who he is. Like, you can't have old chairs and ruin your brand new floor. You need new chairs. And I just believe God will open up that door again. I don't know who owns an asphalt company here. You never know. He might be sitting out here today. He's like, I'm in. But we're going to announce it at my campus next weekend because I'm going to show them pictures. And I can promise you, God's got somebody that might come along, and what we think is $200,000 might be less. Who knows? You guys might get off easy. It might only cost $100,000, and then you're like, yeah, good. But I just want to say thank you for obeying God. Thank you for being nomads for a little while. Thank you for wandering in the desert. And God said, I'm taking you to the promised land. You have no idea where that is. And here you are. And now to establish a new home. I'm just going to believe with Jonathan, with Michelle, and with the church that God's going to do more than you could ever imagine. So thanks for letting me be a little part.
Thank you. Thank you. So I know you got to get back to your blood. He's got to go do some stuff.
11 o'clock service.
11 o'clock. You're good. I just want to affirm you and just say thank you. So I've been a part of Friends for 19 years now, which is crazy. Makes you old, you know. But just for 19 years, there's just been this sense of you have belief in the people around you, and the fact that you would give this to us for no reason other than there's nothing you're getting back from this, other than just the benefit of seeing us thrive. And I just want to say thank you. I think as a congregation, we all feel this, right? The sense of Yorba Linda, our denomination. We don't even know where that all money's coming from. But
I don't either.
Yeah, it's all but the fact that there's a family for us that we get to be a part of is such a gift, and I'm just so grateful and blessed, and just can't thank you enough, Matthew. So, yeah. Can you guys thank Matthew for today?